Mm, 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 mm. Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, as well as its head containment specialist. And as I have done daily for the last 7 months and counting, the streak remains strong. I'm here to open my door to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your questions about the inner workings of the SCP Foundation, this dark and mysterious and dangerous place we call a place of employment. Now, today we'll be going on for about 45 minutes. Short stream for Fan Art Friday, as things are on the weekends. We just grin and bear it. But before I begin, let me start with some housekeeping. Eggs Benedict. Congratulations on being the literal most punctual chatter. Congratulations on being the first chatter of the day, in fact. And then, Amber, Researcher Last, Silent Follower, Star, Senior Researcher Alex, Dark Duality, Yellow, everyone who I just named, along with Kazazi as well. Thank you all for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, Bored as Hell, Mortis, Zombie Cat, Colin, and Lost and Locking. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being punctual, and thank you for being here just for being you today. As well, I'm seeing Alex the Shark and Asmara Khan. It is both of your birthdays this fine Fan Art Friday, so happy birthday to the lot of you. I hope you have good birthday celebrations. Now, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to get Fan Art Friday out of the way. Make sure that I have enough time to cover all the fan art. So we're starting with the fan art, then I will proceed to donos and Q&A from the chat. But let's make sure we get this all set. Starting with our first Fan Art Friday of the day, and that's why it's the thumbnail. A intern known as Belgian. Now, you didn't give me any information besides that, so I don't know who you are. But what I do know is that you have made the fan art that has tickled me in a particular manner, which is why it is currently the thumbnail. You see, I'm very often asked, hey, Dr. Sherman, how would you fare against this or that anomaly in a fight? And I'm just a scientist. I am not a physical specimen of combat. So the answer is no, I'm not going to get in a fight with any SCPs if I can help it. But if I did have to get into a fight with an SCP, then like today's thumbnail, I would like it to be fully armed, a mobile assault unit with a Bruce Willis tank top. Yes, this is the DACA required for attacking the oncoming storm of the anomalies. Damn right. So this is just silly, and I appreciate it. Thank you, a Belgian. So, next up, intern, find the FNAF. I gotta warn you in the future, audio files do not really work with my current setup. You sent me an audio file with your photo? I can't play that in a way that's audible to myself or the stream. I can sometimes barely listen to music. Sometimes we can kind of hear the fuzzy words of a video, but just audio files, not really great. But I can show the marionette researcher in 035 that you did here to go with your audio file. So at least there's that. I apologize that my setup is not good for audio. It did sound very spooky from what I can hear. Director Ethan, you have broken a rule today. You have sent me 3 emails, which is 2 more emails than the singular email that you were supposed to send. And due to your lack of patience, I am showing my favorite of the crew, which is in one of the emails of the 3. And so, that's not the one. I clicked the wrong email. Coming back. And so Director Ethan has sent 3 emails. The one that I enjoyed best is this nice little redesign of the Site 42 logo. Now, for those of you who have not emailed my business email, this is a version of what my business email's icon is a very old YouTube icon for the channel that I just haven't changed on Google. But this is nice. It's a very softer tone. It looks pretty. So it's a nice upgrade. Maybe I will finally change the one that's in my email profile. All clear? All clear? No problems? No problems. Next up on our list, Zombie Cat. I do believe we did show this at the end of stream last time for Fanart Friday. I do declare that we went hunting in the Discord server to find this, and it was very cute, which is why I'm showing it again. But yes, let us not reproduce art in the future. But this is still very cute. Which is why it gets a pass this time. Come on, why are you being so finicky today? There we go. Next up on our list, we have the Groza Man. The Groza Man has brought forth to us a suitable Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters patch. I'm not going to say there's an official patch because you can always make more patches and have your own version of it because there is no canon, but this is a good patch. Now furthermore, you also sent me this thing. Dr. Theron Shermander. I see. I see what you're going for here. Very nice. Thank you, Grossa. Next up on our list is Hazard, who is still presenting in their metalworking era, their metalworking oeuvre, which is a unique format for a unique medium of art in the Site 42 community and the SCP community. I'm not seeing a lot of metallurgy and welding in our fandom, but there could be more. Let's get some welded anomalies. Let's weld the doors closed so they can't get out anymore. And so here is a confusion. This is Dr. Sherman as a plague doctor, as seen by La Sherm, so still French somehow. And also you've got the hair there to prove that it is me. Somehow, I'm not sure your lore here. There's some lore here that I'm uninformed about. Worrying. I would be worried to meet that universe's La Sherm. But thank you, Hazard, for your submission. Next up, we have Kurakin. Kurakin has sent us their OC star and myself, looking pretty fly, at least in my case, for a white guy. That is snazzy. That is a snazzy duo right there, Star. That is looking sharp. I like it. Fashion. Very snazzy. You are a very good tailor. Good work. This will do for the 04 Council Social. Continuing on. Rar Caution seems to be making physical SCP hand-me-outs. They might be trying to rival Toad King Studios on the merch side. These are all little SCP-106, SCP-173. The color coding is correct. You love to see it. 035999. Site 42, that's the wrong color. That's blue, not green. I don't know what happened there. 096, though, that works. D-Class. Dr. Sherman, again, I'm blue. I feel very dabba-dee dabba-die over here. Do you know something about me that I don't know? I like the asexuality representation. That is 323. Okay, that's a Wendigo skull. 682 is disgusting as always. So yes, we have some candy bracelets. And then we move on, and there's Dr. Sherman, Clef, and what I'm assuming is your OC, Roar Caution. But I do not see anything written in the subject matter. But yes, a family photograph. And you know what? I think it looks pretty sharp. You're right, Desk. It could have been made when my hair was blue. I have forgotten my blue era so quickly. Yes, that makes sense for the Dabba Ds and the Dabba Dies. Thank you, Rorkoshin. Furthermore, we move on to Dark Duality. And Dark Duality, no, not Dark Duality. How peculiar. I must have mixed up the username. Where was I? Sorry, brain broke. Email situation. We're good. So, not Dark Duality. I got the name wrong. This is user Musical Sand. And Musical Sand has brought for us, let me steal my nerves, brought from us the only good way to draw that thing. And the only good way to draw that thing is miserable from a divorce, drunk on the floor like an ass. Yeah, you suck. She left you for a reason, you bastard. Drink yourself to death. You terrible bastard. You don't deserve love. A little bit of catharsis. Yes, a little bit of catharsis. Thank you. I needed that. And that brings us to our last, but not least, today's final art walk of the day comes from Dr. Val. Dr. Val has brought us once again a series of pieces. Let me start by reading the explanation. There's always an explanation. Today's topics are Kitty Sherman. Oh God, the chat's going to, why would you do this to me? Not dodging the furry allegations. Not a furry. Jesus. Specifically, I'm calling out to, in that case, Uber driver Jesus, SCP-029-J, to get me as far away from that allegation as possible. Then we'll have Dr. Sherman in the game No, I'm Not a Human. I just heard about that recently. And then Clef, if someone says his painted nails sucked, 166 painted the nails for him. Okay. Cool. We know how Clef acts in those situations due to the situation around the bottle dick cannon. So yes, I am expecting good things. But starting, we have Dr. Sherman as a kitty. Now you said it was a regular cat, but there is the little hair there. You're doing something here. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it. But it is a very good piece of art. So yes, there is that. And then, quite a silent night. Not even the trees are screaming. Who are you? Wait, what? I think this is good. I think this looks thoroughly unhinged in a manner that I am fond of. Yes. In fact, I don't think I need to be in a horror game for this. This is just how I look during standard 4521 testing. This is just a normal photograph as far as I'm concerned. And finally, Dr. Cliff, looking pretty out there, but with very finely painted fingernails. Yeah. And so, Dr. Val, excellent work as always. And, oh, don't zoom in on that. Oh my God. I accidentally hit the mouse wheel and it started coming at me. No, Clef, stay away, don't do it, Clef, no. I jump scared myself. This is a perfect way to start the day. Site 42 fan artists, thank you for your submissions to today's Fan Art Friday, this week's Fan Art Friday. If you would like to submit your own fan art for next Fan Art Friday, make sure to submit it to the email, which is in the rules that Desk is about to post in the chat. Desk is going to link you to the rules, and if you follow all the rules, then you will have your art shown. Now, before I get to the donos, one last thing. This is just a passing thought. I saw this, so the other day, I told you that Japanese Twitter was having their seasonal old SCP is better than new SCP storm. And so we all had to grab our umbrellas, and we all had to get our umbrellas to shelter ourselves from the storm of angry internet people arguing about things they barely know about. But because I saw that on my algorithm, I'm also still getting tweets from SCP Twitter Japanese branch. And one of the ones I saw today struck me. I lost the tweet. I can't find it. But their statement was, there has been research, and I think it was the University of Osaka, comparing the SCP Foundation as a collaborative creative project with a similar online decentralized collaborative creative project. And that online decentralized collaborative project that a university studied and compared SCP to, apparently, is Vocaloids. Are the SCPs also Vocaloids? Also, does that mean you guys were ahead of the curve when you came up with Hatsherme Miku? Did you guys know this was going to happen? Are all the SCPs just Vocaloids? This is too terrifying a thing to even get into. Hatsherme Miku, save us. Okay. Jokes aside, maybe you'll find that online somewhere and have a laugh with it, or find some very good research. Either way, let me hop into the donos and make sure I'm caught up before we have to leave. Time check in about 25 minutes. Alex the Shark, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Get yourself a slice of cake on your way past the commissary because it's your birthday. Good birthday theme SCP for you. Desk, let me know that you should check out SCP-983, codename The Birthday Monkey. And don't use it on your birthday. It's a bad idea. You can read about it at least. Researcher Last, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some pot stickers on your way past the commissary. Has the O4 had that meeting yet? Not yet, but we're getting there. You know, it takes a long time to get everyone together at one time in one place, so it can't be a Zoom meeting. We all have to go. Low Key, thank you for your ridiculously generous donation to today's stream. Your first donation of the day, as well as being a member. Thank you so much for supporting the Site 42 cause so vociferously. For your generosity today, I want you to go to the Site 42 auditorium, and I will send in a work order for SCP-5031 to perform its newest six-handed concerto for you. Be sure to have just the right amount. I will have some SCP-420-J for you on arrival. And so you just sit front and center, obviously looking the opposite way of the stage so that 5031 continues to exist and perform. But you just enjoy the vibes. Immaculate. Who gave Dr. Sherman a tank? This has not been authorized to be handed to the site director. Signed, New 7 Captain Raymond, Site 42. I want to requisition a tank. I will requisition a fucking tank. I'm the site director. You work for me, not the other way around. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a charcuterie board on your way past the commissary. Boss, is sleep important? Like, do I need to sleep 8 out of the 24 hours of every day? Well, it is true that different people's biological clocks are slightly different, and so some people fare better with 6 or 7 hours. Some people fare better with 7 or 8 or 9 hours. So really what you gotta do is you gotta figure out what your personal time of day sleeping is, your natural sleep rhythm. But yes, you do have to sleep in general. How much you gotta figure out, but hey. Blake, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some chicken wangs on your way past the commissary. Eldritch Deity stopping in to say hi. Can't stay long though. I have to track down the hard destroy reptile again. How does that thing keep escaping? Yeah, I feel very similarly. Yes. You'd think it would just stay in its little acid hot tub and have a good time, but no. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Jamba Juice on your way past the commissary. Help, I made a big mistake, Lamau. I have the stream playing on my phone and TV. Oh no, Lamau. I worry for what I might have been yelling at that exact moment. Bless your ears and whatever else may have been harmed. Good luck. Jesus loves you. Intern Nugget, which Jesus? We have 5 of them in containment. Do you mean Uber driver Jesus? Do you mean bread Jesus? Do you mean milk Jesus, aka Jesus? Do you mean Vor Jesus? Or do you mean cockblock Jesus? With 5 Gzi, you gotta pick and choose which one you want a blessing from, because they don't necessarily get along. They have very different ethoses. Ethosi. Anyways. Yellow, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some Borg on your way past the commissary. How would SCP-162 interact with SCP-682 if introduced to its cell? Would it have much of an effect on it, or would it have the lizard just do what it does? Can we also use 162 for 106's recall? Interesting question. Let me first search the 1682 termination log. We have tried it with 162, the ball of sharp. If you're unfamiliar, the ball of sharp is literally just like an amorphous ball of razor wire and horror and sharp pointy things that it is a predator that will trap you. It mimetically convinces you to walk into the ball of sharp, where you will then be stabbed and ripped and teared a lot. So, SCP-682 exposed to SCP-162. 682 begins thrashing violently, emitting several roaring sounds and issuing profanity directed at testing staff. 682 becomes entangled within SCP-162, primarily in the lower body, head, and left forelimb. Entangled areas undergo massive trauma due to 682 thrashing. After 4 minutes of continued exposure, 682 lunges away from 162, severing its lower jaw and left hind limb, and causing serious tissue damage to many areas of his body. 162 remains attached to the left forelimb of 682. 682 breaks containment using 162 against several agents, staff, and researchers, resulting in 11 deaths and 86 injuries. Forelimb and 162 removed from 682 during reestablishment of containment. 2 additional deaths occurred during the recontainment of 162. Note, General Redacted has requested that Mr. Noequim and members of staff involved with the approval of this test report to Site Command for a disciplinary hearing. So, did not go well. That test did not. And no, we would not use 106 for 162 for 106's recall because of the mimetic effect. The femur breaker works just fine. I saw a Ko-Fi notification. Let me get that before I miss it. Amber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member, and thank you for making the effort to donate through the Ko-Fi, which has about half the fees of a YouTube Super Chat, so the creators get more of your donation that way. We appreciate you going through the effort. Make sure to grab yourself a chocolate eclair ice cream bar on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, just a heads up, the O5's got me going out of state. You should be getting an email from them, so attendance will be spotty for the next week or so. Ah, alright. Well, if you're being summoned, you're being summoned. I hope the best for you. I'm in your corner. Don't let the O5s bully you too much unless it is official business, and then we're kind of all screwed then. So, best of luck. Star, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Get yourself a peanut butter cup on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, happy to make it to another Fanart Friday stream. Glad you could join us, Star. Glad you could join us. We had some pretty damn good art today. right. Check. "682 broke into 053's containment cell. Please tell me we have a team helping with that. Never mind, they're just playing. It's kind of cute." Yeah, it's very strange that the child that makes everyone want to kill it is friends with the reptile that wants to kill every human. There's a missing link and an irony there that we haven't quite figured out yet. "Doc, we lost the hard-to-kill reptile to the Chaos Insurgency." Intern Plusher, we just said that it's over at 053's containment cell. Pay attention. Star, thank you for your 2-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Happy to be here for 2 months. You like the suit? Glad to have you aboard for 2 months. And yes, it was a very fine suit. Quite the tailor you have as an OC there. And quite the art you have created there. Blake, thank you for donating again. "I'm back. The hard-to-destroy reptile is trapped in the abyss. Hopefully it will not escape again." We already found it! What do you mean it's in the abyss? Why are the multiverse of 682s being so ornery right now? How many 682s and how many universes have escaped? Sheesh. Heard of the 04, but forgot about them. What is it they do again? Bored as hell, 04 are the site directors. Site directors are level 4 staff. The 05 are level 5 staff. You remind me of Doctor Who. Don't compare me to that quirky bastard that we can't keep contained because of that stupid box and seemingly unlimited paradoxes that stop us from containing it despite the fact that it makes no damn sense. Not all of us quirked up white boys look alike or act alike. Grouchy, 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 grouchy. I think author Sherman is pleased with the comparison, but he's a dick. We don't have to listen to him. How is Steve doing, Dr. Sherman? Steve is improving. Steve should be back to regular duty soon. Just going through medical and rehab, and we're dealing with it as one step at a time. Don't tell Dr. Sherman, guys, but I'm setting up a program for people to become friends or pen pals with SCPs. 2721 soften my cold heart. Speaking about your against protocol plans in the containment hazard assessment team, not a great plan. Your disciplinary efforts will be in line with the amount of bad of your crimes. Yellow, thank you for donating again. Have we ever tried using a Scranton reality anchor to keep the TARDIS in one place? Yes, but unfortunately, the mechanism by which the TARDIS travels through time and space does not involve Hume values in any way. And because Hume values are what are affected by Scranton reality anchors, only anomalies that are anomalous because of their relation to Hume values are considered stoppable by a Scranton reality anchor. Consider universal powers and energies that are completely real, but we don't understand them, but they're still anomalous. Those are not affected by Scranton reality anchors. So yes, the tartar sauce. The TARDIS acts in a manner within universal laws that do not regard Humes. Therefore, it is not containable in that manner. Star of the Comet, thank you for donating again. Happy early Teacher's Day, Doc. You taught me a lot. We have a Teacher's Day? Do I qualify for Teacher's Day? This is... what? Huh? Okay. Well, thank you. I am only in season 2 of Doctor Who. What is a Scranton? Intern Darling. The Scranton reality anchor is not a Doctor Who piece of fiction. It is a SCP Foundation piece of equipment. It is basically a giant MRI machine powered by the corpse of a dead reality bender, and we use it to stop reality benders. Intern Travis, SCP is not real. There is no such thing as the SCP Foundation. It is a creative writing community. And because of the Slender Man stabbings in 2015, where 2 kids thought Slender Man was so real that they decided to stab their friend because Slender Man told them to, we drop kayfabe if anyone asks us that question. It is a creative writing community written by people age 18 to 50-something. It is a wide range of adults writing horror stories and science fiction and goofs on the internet. It is not real. We drop kayfabe when that's asked for that reason. What if you gave 096 amnesia to forget if someone looks at its face? Intern Westerfield, 096 is not sapient or sentient. It is acting on instinct when someone sees its face. It's not having a thought, it's having a feeling. And that feeling would not be erased by amnestics. For those who are asking in the chat, kayfabe is a term that is primarily used in wrestling, professional wrestling, WWE and AEW and the like. It's also used in other forms of performance. It is the act of keeping up character. And so, for instance, if you go to the Renaissance Fair, everyone's walking around having a good time, but then there's the actors who are working the Ren Fair, and they're running around as knights or as kings or as fairies. And those people keep up kayfabe by staying in character. And so, one would say that there's an author Sherman out there keeping up kayfabe right now, puppeting me. I don't like to think about that. It's kind of existential, but it's a thing that happens. Its origins date back to ye olden carnival workers, says Desk. Ah, the carnies. Small hands. Alex the Shark, thank you for donating again. If we know what parts make up 914, can it be remade? Feasibly, yes, we could build another one, but it is an intensely elaborate machine with a whole lot of parts. So, I don't believe we have gotten to the point of trying to replicate it. I'm curious about that. Because it is made of certain things. Gears, pulleys. Ah, yes, consisting of over 8 million moving parts comprised mostly of tin and copper, with some wood and cloth items observed. So yes, with over 8 million parts, it has not been feasible to work on duplicating the anomalous machinery. By the way, Site42 chat, we're in the last 5 minutes of today's stream. You have 5 minutes left to get your questions in. Blake, thank you for donating again. God darn it, this reptile. There may be hard to destroy reptiles in one universe. This is why I hate SCP universes. Controlling this shite is annoying. Tell me about it. Yellow, thank you for donating again. Are aliens classified as anomalies? Depends on your universe. In your universe, are aliens known to the public? If not, they are anomalous. If they are known to the public, then it is possible they might have been normalized. But the likelihood is that they are considered anomalous. Marker, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a parfait on your way past the commissary. Everyone likes a parfait. Hi, Doc. How are you? I'm at the moment in a white void. Still need to be saved. Lol. Also, how would you contain ink and error sands from the Undertale AU's realms? Well, for any sands, they're already contained in the underground. I don't got to do anything else. We just keep guards posted outside the cave. But no, that's easy street. Don't got to worry about that. Star of the Comment, thank you for donating again. Do we have a Dyson sphere to contain anomalies? It depends on the universe. It depends on the future technology. Some universes in SCP do contain Dyson spheres. Some do not. And in fact, some of them, the Dyson sphere is the anomaly, if I'm remembering correctly. So there's a lot going on there in the realm of SCP Dyson spheres. Marker, I understand that those AUs are different, but they're still in the underground. So not different enough, unfortunately. Yeah, they can travel across the multiverse into other undergrounds. That's easy. Intern Mayor, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a chicken pop on your way past the commissary. What would happen if you cross-test 3092 and 6330? Well, I need to look at what 6330 is to see how it would interact with those wonderful gorillas. 6330 is a phenomenon affecting stuffed animals worldwide, most common in teddy bears. Sleepwalker events occur only with households of families of young children. Manifestation of entities as referred to as -2s. Creatures typically blend with shadows. Manifest weaponry in order to combat. Protect the child. So the shadow entities go to war with the stuffed animals. Oh, the stuffed animals fight on behalf of the child to save them from the shadow creatures. Wow. So honestly, I don't think the two would react to each other that hard, because we're not going to put 3092 with children, particularly. So they would not then be the protectors of the children, because there would be no Sleepwalker event near them. Furthermore, the 3092s are typically play combat. They are not actually trying to harm people. So putting them in a situation with actual combat might not be good, because they might play combat against adversaries that are trying to kill them, and therefore they might fail. So this would be adorable yet terrifying. I hope not to have to test this. Jester of Madness, thank you for your level 1 researcher 1-month member message. We appreciate your membership and your service here at Site 42. Hey doctor, someone's stuck in my mirror, help. Put a blanket over it and wait till security gets there. Star, if you missed yesterday's stream, you can watch yesterday's VOD. Dr. Sherman, are you still peeved because of Gerald? Obviously, I'm still mad at Dr. Gerald. Motherfucker. All right, Site 42 staff, we are currently at the end of stream. And at the end of stream, as I always do as a tradition around here, I tell you my favorite SCPs. But of course, I'm not going to tell you that the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorites. That would be cheating. Instead, what I would do is direct you to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're there, next to those SCPs, one tab over, there's some links. Some links people are very interested in finding, but just don't seem to turn up to discover. It's trifling, really. They'd be so interested in those links if they went to find them. But, oh well, I guess that's only for you cool people who've managed to find them. And while you're at those links, you can become a Site 42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fi donations or YouTube Super Chats to donate to us once at a time. Either way, we appreciate direct donations. They're the quickest way to help us keep the lights on around here, so we thank you for your contributions. And hey, if you're part of the Broke Gang, trust me, we're an arts community. A starving artist is a thing around these parts. Trust me. Talk to a couple SCP authors. Starving artist is a thing. But if you are a starving artist and you still want to support the SCP community, you can become a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you're a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, you watch our videos and you like and comment on them. You watch our streams and you chat and like them. You like, share, subscribe. You do all that for Site-42 to help us boost our signal to bring in more people. But you also do that for any SCP projects that I shout out and send you guys flying towards. And so maybe there's an SCP short film live action called SCP Containment Breach 2005 short film by Keter Labs. Maybe there's an SCP animated show that I'll talk to you guys really soon about. Maybe there's a live action SCP film about You Do Not Recognize the Bodies in the Water by our friend of the channel, Andrea Joshua Asnikar. If you haven't seen these new live-action SCP short films, go watch them. Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed Signal Boosters. Because we support those projects, and then they get the engagement and the finances they need to make more. This is how we can help. And so I thank you for your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Site 42 staff, I've been Dr. Theron Sherman, and this has been another Fanart Friday, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. When you're fighting with the night and you can't withstand the fight, 'cause the shadow lanterns might lead too rapidly. I've an engine that still runs, roaring night, I'll get her done with the force to crush your rising star. Don't forget, I'll hit you with my car. Damn it, Dr. Gerald. The credit song is Asgore Runs Over Des Country Edition. Be safe, be well. Secure. Contain. Protect.